Hey, sixth graders. So if you miss class today or if you are just watching videos ahead of time, know that class today is a lot of discussion. So if you have missed today, then you're going to miss a lot of the experience, but I'll still post the questions that we discussed in class so you can kind of get a sense of what we did today. This is our last day as a whole class before I set you loose and you start working in your groups on your projects. So before we do that, I just wanted to go over what makes groups successful when working together. It just seems like everyone everywhere has this same reaction to group work. Everyone hates working in groups because everyone feels like they have to do everything, which is kind of funny because if everyone feels that way and everyone had the same experience, then why does this problem still exist? That's why we're taking a day and analyzing what makes a group successful so that way everyone can be successful and no one can have this reaction about hating their group and feeling like they did all the work themselves. One way to prevent issues is creating group jobs. Now, on your screen right now, I just have some examples of what jobs could be. By no means is this an exhaustive list. That means it doesn't have everything on it. You can make up your own jobs, whatever works for your group. Sometimes just having those roles defined helps people feel like everyone is contributing. So here's where a lot of the discussion comes to play. The first question that we are going to discuss in table groups and then discuss as a whole class is, what is the best group you have ever been a part of and why did it work so well? So again, you're thinking of this question on your own, coming up with a response, sharing with your group, and then each table group is going to share out to the whole class. Then we're going to do the same thing, but about the worst group you have been a part of and why it did not work. The next question you'll discuss in your table groups is how you can ensure these characteristics are present for this project. That's characteristics of group work that went well. So up here I say think about the things that made it positive. How can we take those characteristics and ensure that they exist in this project? After you guys discuss in your table groups, then we'll share out to the whole group. As you probably have guessed, we're going to do the same thing about all the negative things that have happened in group work. So you're going to think to yourself, how do I prevent them from happening in this project? Then you'll discuss it in your table groups, and then we'll come as a whole class and discuss how we are going to prevent all those negative things from happening. I really love this quote. It says, "Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much." Of course you can do these projects on your own. However, the end result is always so much cooler, so much more elaborate when you can work with other people. And the last thing that I left people with today is setting ground rules with your group. In every group project I've ever been a part of, we always start by setting the norms. Essentially, that's another way of saying setting rules for each other. So my suggestion is the first day that you and your group members get together, especially since this is a long-term project with lots of work days ahead and a lot of opportunities where things might get tense or might have some negative moments. How do we prevent that by creating these rules? So maybe it's something like, if you're gone a day and you miss work, you have some sort of check-in. So that way the person can either know what they missed or they can help make up the work that they missed. You might create rules about who is reporting out. If we ever have group discussions, who's going to be the reporter or who's going to be the note taker, who's going to keep things organized for your group. Maybe you have different notes or examples online or something. Whose Chromebook are you going to save all those things on? Maybe you create rules about not talking over each other. Or if you want to share, you have to wait until the other person is completely done talking. You acknowledge what they say, and then you can share your own ideas. Things like that really help prevent any issues from happening.